and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for logging in. And for people who don't know me, my name is Smita. I am a flight attendant and I have been flying for almost 15 years now. 7.5, 8 years with Air India, and now I'm based in Abu Dhabi. I'm working and flying with Etihad, almost 7 years. So yes, I can safely say I have enough experience in domestic flying in India and international flights. And now I'm based in UAE and I've been operating flights here since 2014. So yes, it's a pleasure to have you guys joining me. Today I went to the office, and that's the reason why my formal attire. I went for some ID renewals and some paperwork. So when I was getting ready, I was thinking about what skirt to wear, whether to wear a skirt or a trouser, what shirt to wear, my watch, a jacket, what bag to carry, and what shoes to wear. So this brought me back to the time when I was going for an interview or when I was in training, and I just thought I would share this information with you, that what is expected out of you when you go for a cabin crew interview. So let's get started with this video. I'm going to try to keep this video very short and informative, but I have to go through the steps and I cannot skip certain steps. I have to tell you what should be the thought process the day before you go for an interview. So it is very, very important that you are prepared a day before. So let's say your interview is tomorrow noon or 1 p.m. or it could be as early as 10 a.m. and you don't want to wake up and you're maybe not in the right frame of mind. You might skip something, you might forget something. Either make a checklist, and even if you do prepare a day before, just make a checklist regardless. So first point, make sure the night before your interview you have everything ready and get a very good night's sleep. It is very important that the next day when you go, you are rested, you are happy, you are alert, you don't yawn, you don't look sleepy, you don't sound sleepy, and it all reflects in your body language, in your facial expression, your eyes, your smile. All these small things, we might ignore it, but it is very important when you go for an interview. That is also one of the reasons why we have adequate rest between our flights, so that we are well rested and we look smiley and happy when we go on our flights. Point number 2. So make sure that you wake up at least 3 to 4 hours prior your interview time. Reason being, you have to factor in the time you need to commute from your house to the interview venue. I would say always try to make sure reach 30 minutes prior to your interview time, because it is very important you reach there, get more relaxed, your nerves will be all in check, you sink in the environment and your surroundings, and you'll feel more prepared and relaxed. So also make sure when you wake up, after you wake up, have a glass of water. It's always a good idea. When you hit the shower, have a warm and a cold shower to end with. It just makes you more fresher. Make sure you have your breakfast and you go. Do not starve thinking, oh, I won't fit in this skirt I've been planning to wear for my interview because I've been trying to lose my weight for the interview. No. Make sure you don't overeat, or because of course for obvious reasons you don't want to feel bloated. At the same time, make sure you do eat something because you don't want to starve. You won't be able to concentrate on your interview. Point number 3. When you wake up, please don't be stressed that today is the day and it's gonna be my interview and it's make and break and blah blah blah. Don't burden yourself with so much of expectations. Have expectations because you're already prepared. You should be confident by now that okay, today is my interview and I'm gonna try to deliver whatever I've been practicing for all this while. So please play some soothing music, have a cup of tea or coffee, whichever is your normal routine. Don't try to do anything differently. Just keep your normal routine because that kind of keeps you more relaxed. Have your mom, your friends, or your whoever calms you, whoever relaxes you. If it's your partner, if it's your pet, it could be your friend, it could be family, it could be anything. Just don't divert too much off your routine and get yourself worked up for nothing, because it will eventually show on your interview. So put your calm face on and some music, and then just say to yourself, you know what, I got this. I really got this. I prepared it for all this while, and I know I'm gonna go and nail it. You know, the law of attraction, whatever you desire and whatever you've been wanting so badly, it manifests eventually. Point number 3. So I already mentioned that you will be prepared a night before with everything that you need for the day of your interview. So as I would say, if you're taking shower, for girls, please do not wash your hair the day for your interview, because I mean, different hair types and different textures and different preferences, but I would say over these years of flying as a flight attendant and trying to go for my flight, whenever I wash my hair that day, my hair is so untamed. So I would suggest that please do wash your hair a day before. Try to prep your hair with any serums you would have, or any soothing conditioners, or whatever helps you to tame your hair, and keep them in place when you're going to do any kind of hairstyle, because you definitely don't want the baby hair sticking out. And the day when you have to really go and make your style, use hairspray when you eventually style your hair. And if you're using any heating products to do your French roll or whatever, use heat protectant. That's just my suggestion again, but I would say I heavily recommend it because I know over the years of experience that it does really help. For guys, of course, you know, use your gels or serums or creams, whatever works for you. Just make sure that it's well trimmed and in place and well styled. It shouldn't be too long, of course. And girls, of course, I've done a vlog of makeup and hair, so always make sure that your hair is away from your face. All the small baby hair should be all tucked inside your hairstyle. Like I said, with a hairspray or whatever you're using, I suggest don't leave your hair loose. Try to keep it in a French knot or a bun, or if you have very smooth, nice, good hair texture with a good haircut, you can tie like a nice ponytail, but make sure that it's very, very neat and everything is in place. Also make sure that you moisturize your whole body, your skin, and also your face before you apply makeup. I would say moisturize your body because you're gonna wear the tights or pantyhose or whatever you like to call it, stockings. And for guys, again, you're gonna wear formals, girls and guys both. You're gonna wear formals. It's gonna be the synthetic material. I don't know which which months of the year you're gonna go for an interview. It could be winter, it could be summer. If it's gonna be winter, you don't want to be itchy and flaky on your skin, on your legs for girls, because you would probably be wearing a skirt. For guys as well, you don't want to show any dry patches on your hands or your face. It's very important to be well moisturized before you apply your makeup, girls. And for guys, it's just an expected grooming standard. Girls, make sure that your nails are well groomed. Of course, you don't see my nails with any nail paint or anything because I'm not flying at the moment. Even if I do fly, a grooming standard temporarily due to coronavirus has changed. We always wear gloves, and they have permitted us not to wear nail paint or nail polish if you choose to, because we always have to wear gloves now. But please, please, please make sure, girls, have your manicure done. Please paint your nails with appropriate color. You can have a French manicure, or you can use like a beige like this, or a hint of pink in this one, because they are pastel colors and more subtle and more formal. Try to avoid wearing dark colors and inappropriate hues like green or I don't know, purple or something weird. Just keep it very neutral and pastel and very neat and clean. Make sure the length of your nails also appropriate. I would say something like this is good. If you're wearing any ornaments, make sure that it's just one ring in one hand. Don't wear chunky stuff, and if you're not sure of something, just avoid wearing anything like that. I would say for girls, if you're wearing any earrings, try to wear something like what I'm wearing. These are the stones, just the crystal stones, because it's going with my rings. I wore it today, but this is allowed for my work purpose, so this is what I wear for work. Or you could wear pearls. This is pretty standard. Most of the airlines, you can wear pearls or you can wear the stone earrings. So yes, don't wear danglers, don't wear weird colors, don't wear exaggerated styles. Just try to keep everything minimum and subtle. Again, when it comes to your makeup, please make sure that everything is very subtle. Don't wear extremely colorful eyeshadows. I would say stick to the nudes, stick to browns. If you are a brown girl like me, I usually wear shades of brown and warm shades of pink or orange. Orange, don't get me wrong, like a orange, but it's more like a brownish with a hint of orange. And your blush, your lipstick, you can go a bit bold. You can try to wear something as bright as red, or something as bright as a mauve, or a pink, but more towards the mauve color, because that's more appropriate. Or you can wear a plum color, that's accepted as well. So make sure that your makeup is very subtle all over the face, and you can have a bold lipstick, but stick to these couple of 3 colors. And you can also wear eyeliner if you choose to. I prefer not to wear eyeliner because for me it just gives a more cleaner and neater look. Different shades, different preferences. Even if you're wearing eyeliner, don't make it very thick and don't wing it too much, because they don't like it. They like subtle things. Even in Air India or Etihad or any airline grooming standard, I know that they do not like people winging their eyeliners. Since we are talking about makeup, I would say that after you take your shower, you can either do your hair first and then makeup, or makeup first and then your hair, but always make sure that you do not wear your clothes, your formal clothes, before you do your makeup, because you're gonna probably stain it, or you're gonna have some crease, or you're gonna have some transfer of your lipstick or your foundation onto your clothes, which is not desirable at all, because probably you're prepared this formal set for your interview date, and at the last minute, if it's white and if you got any stain on it, it's gonna be very difficult for you to get rid of it. You don't want to risk that. Just make sure that you do your hair, your makeup, and then you wear your clothes. Since we are talking about makeup, I felt the need to touch upon grooming, which is extremely important. So grooming is just not about taking a shower, wearing your clothes, and putting on your makeup. It's also about hygiene, and it's also about how you prep yourself. So for girls, make sure that your eyebrows are thread, they are properly shaped. You don't have upper lips or under lips or cheek or facial hair. Make sure that your legs, if you're wearing a skirt, please make sure that they are shaved, because I've seen that some girls do ignore that. I don't know if it's for religious purposes or if there is any specific reason. If you're planning to wear a skirt, which is very important to wear a skirt for your interview, I would say 80% of the airlines, except for Air India where I was working before, we were wearing saris, but 80% of the airlines, they expect girls to wear a skirt. I think Qatar is another exception, but I would say, like I said, 80% of the airlines uniform is skirt, so they won't imagine you in a skirt. So if you're planning to wear a skirt, make sure that your legs are shaved. If you're wearing short sleeves, do make sure that your hands are shaved as well. It's very important. It's a part of grooming as well. So when you're choosing tights or stockings or pantyhose for your skirt, make sure you use a color close to your skin, closest to your skin. It can be a shade darker, but definitely don't use a lighter shade, because they don't appreciate that. We have a grooming guideline that we have to wear something which is closer to our skin color, or maybe a darker shade, but not a very different shade than your skin color. So it's very important that you pick up a right pantyhose. Then, just in addition, I wear this. Since you are probably not going to be used to wearing skirts and tights, stockings and high heels, you can wear something like this. Like, I just wear this on my feet. It has this cushion here and a silicone pad over here, which kind of helps you to have an extra protection for your tights, your pantyhose, because the shoes sometimes can rub onto your toes or your heel. So just to protect it from that, I've been using this ever since I joined Etihad, and I've been using it always whenever I wear shoes. Besides that, I have the shoals. I had this silicone, like it was like a big thing like this. It was like a big, I don't know how to say, I would say it looked like a finger, and I chopped it into 3 pieces because I wear it on different toes of my right foot because I do have certain hard skin over there over the time of wearing shoes when I was not very careful with it. So it's better to start wearing this early. It kind of helps you to not have a funny feet. As girls, it's very important for us, right? So ladies, speaking about grooming, I would like to give you a small tip that do make sure that your hair is properly secured with a hairnet like this, unless you're wearing a French knot or a ponytail. So I'm sure that if you're wearing a bun or a different kind of hairstyle, and if it's not with a net, there are gonna be some baby hair or some flyaways. It's not very desirable to have that, especially last minute before you get inside your interview, in front of your interview panel, and you're trying to struggle to fix it. So yes, try to avoid that. Also make sure that if you're using a hair tie, it's matching your hair color. Just wear black for black and brown for brown. I also like to mention that if you have any highlights or if you have colored your hair drastically into blonde or something, they might ask you to, I don't think it's gonna be a reason for them to not hire you, but I think eventually if you're going to be selected, they're going to ask you to change your hair color to your more natural shade. Like for me, I can go either black or shades of brown, but not very light. I definitely can't go blonde. It doesn't even complement our Indian skin, I would say. If I have to talk about inners, make sure that you wear something close to your skin color. And also, if you're wearing a white shirt, have like a tank top which is white in color. If you're wearing a black shirt, I would recommend not to wear a black shirt because it's when you wear a white color shirt, or if you're wearing a bright color shirt, it just makes you look more brighter, I don't know, fresher and happier. And I would personally avoid wearing black shirts or darker colors. So make sure you wear appropriate innerwears for that. Also make sure that your underwear and your bras are not heavily laced or have different structure on it, like big bows or I don't know, big thick lace which can show through your shirt, or you can show through your skirt. It's not acceptable at all. You should make sure your undergarments are seamless and they match your outfit. Another thing I'd like to touch upon is watches. Try to make sure you wear delicate pieces, rose gold, white, black, and simple dials, not too chunky, not with a lot of stones on it, not too much of decoration going on over there. Like I would wear something like this with a leather strap or metal strap, or I would wear like a round dial with a leather strap or brown strap, depending on your outfit again. So I don't know, certain brown strap watches complement certain outfits and black complement certain. You can even wear a white or a silver. It's definitely okay, but just make sure they are not very bulky or just too extremely decorated. It's not advisable. Next thing I'd like to talk about, a bag. So what kind of bags would you use? I would use something like this. It's not very big. It's just a normal formal bag which would hold hopefully your CV or folder. Yes, it fits in it. Even if you don't have this size of bag, it's totally fine. Just make sure that you have a proper folder. So you always probably would carry it like this, or when you're standing, you just carry it on your on the cross of your thighs and the bag in another hand. I will shortly show you how do you carry and you stand, how you sit with all these things with you. But make sure that don't wear a very fancy or a blingy bag, which is not appropriate. Just wear something more subtle, shades of black, brown, white, beige, something which is more formal looking and not like a strappy party bag. Just keep those things in mind. It does definitely reflect on your personality and your understanding of what formal attire is like. They are always watching you, how you sit, how you stand, what you're wearing, how your grooming is, how you smile, how your body posture is, how your back is arched, how you're keeping your hands, how you're keeping your legs. Are you slouching? Are you crossing your legs? It's very, very important that you pay attention to all these small details. And that's why it's advisable that always try to, practice all these things in front of the mirror. If you know you're going to be going for an interview, or if you're planning to be a cabin crew, and if you already stumble upon my vlog, just make sure that you inculcate these small habits on a day-to-day basis, because it will definitely help you in the long run. Because this is not only expected for your interview purpose, it's always expected when you're going to be in a corporate environment. These gestures, these body language is it's inevitable, it's important, and it's very crucial for your progression of your professional life. I would also like to add that in your bag, try to carry certain essentials like definitely your makeup pouch, a hair comb, hairspray, carry an extra pair of pantyhose, your stockings, a mouth freshener, perfume, and few napkins. It's very important for you to carry all these things besides your cell phone and your CV folder, because you never know which emergency you might have and you might need it. Another thing I'd like to point out is certain girls are uncomfortable wearing skirts. Just make sure that do not wear short skirts. Make sure that your skirt is knee length or just an inch above or below, but nothing shorter than that, and I wouldn't suggest you to wear anything longer either. And make sure it's a pencil skirt and not a flared skirt. Make sure that whatever color you choose for your skirt, try to match your shirt accordingly, or if you're wearing a jacket, try to match your jacket accordingly. Then accordingly you have to wear your shoes and your bag as well. So I know a lot of people have this question that do you have to have black and white? No, not necessarily. If you want to wear like a white and a beige, it's still nicer. If you want to wear a pinstripe and wearing a black skirt, that's fine as well. Depends on what you have, and if you don't want to go and buy something new, you have black and white, that's fine as well. So it's not about what color you're wearing, it's just if you've ironed your clothes, if they are fitting you well, because you definitely don't want to wear something too loose where you look sloppy, or something too tight where you look uncomfortable and you have bulges going around and something showing inappropriately. Your butts are showing inappropriately, and it's just that's not considered professional. So just keep those things in mind. Besides that, color coordinate and wear something which is crease free. Before we move on to the next thing, I just like to give you another detail about the shoes. Make sure that you're not wearing a stilettos. Stilettos is a shoe with a thin heel. It's not comfortable and it's not advisable. You definitely don't want to trip in front of your panel. And there are wedges, which is also very it's very casual. It's not considered as a formal shoe, and it doesn't even look appropriate. You should be looking for something like this, like a broad heel, which is more sturdy. I would say go for something like a leather. I got these shoes from Naturalizer. None of this is sponsored. These are my shoes from like 8 years ago. I even got a smaller size by mistake. I would say always try to get like a size up than yours, and you can wear those silicone pads at the back if your shoe is popping out of your feet. And like I said, if you wear something like this inside, it's just gonna be the right size. At least your toe won't be getting squashed. So anyhow, just make sure it's perfectly polished and it's black and it's with a broader heel, just enough heel for you to have a beautiful posture. And don't go for like flats. It doesn't give you a very elegant or a nice posture. They don't expect you to wear flats, because We do have flats that's in the cabin, but when you're walking around in the airport, and a part of your uniform is a high heel as well. So make sure of that. Don't wear weird colors. Don't go too colorful. I would say stick to the basic, like browns and blacks in shoes for sure. And make sure it's polished, it looks neat, and yes, you're good to go.